Senator John Kennedy, the common-sense architect of America's economic revival. In the intricate tapestry of American politics, where ideological battles and partisan rhetoric often obscure the path to progress, Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana emerges as a luminous figure, a statesman whose clarity, conviction, and unyielding dedication to the American people illuminate the way forward. As of June 2025, with the nation grappling with economic challenges and a hunger for transformative change, Kennedy's recent commentary on tariffs, government spending, and transparency, highlighted in a compelling video by content creator Trace Tamament, stands as a testament to his unparalleled ability to distill complex policy issues into relatable common-sense solutions. His leadership, marked by intellectual rigor, Southern charm, and an unwavering commitment to fairness, positions him as a pivotal force in shaping America's economic future. This expansive commentary celebrates Kennedy's visionary approach, exploring his insights on trade policy, fiscal responsibility, and government accountability, while underscoring why he remains a beacon of hope for a nation yearning for principled governance. The political and economic context. A nation at a crossroads. The United States in 2025 is a nation in transition, navigating the aftermath of years of economic turbulence. Inflation, which soared to historic highs in the early 2020s, has strained household budgets, forcing families to make difficult choices between groceries, gas, and healthcare. Supply chain disruptions, compounded by global trade imbalances, have exposed vulnerabilities in America's economic framework, leaving industries from manufacturing to agriculture struggling to compete. The national debt, now exceeding $35 trillion, looms as a specter over future generations, fueling public distrust in a government perceived as profligate and disconnected. Against this backdrop, the 2024 presidential election, culminating in President Donald Trump's return to the White House, reflected a resounding mandate for change, a rejection of policies that prioritized global interests over domestic prosperity. Senator John Kennedy, with his sharp intellect and down-to-earth demeanor, has emerged as a voice of reason in this turbulent era. His ability to connect with the American people, as showcased in Trace Tamament's video, lies in his authenticity, a rare quality in a political landscape often dominated by posturing and platitudes. Kennedy's Southern drawl, laced with witty metaphors and self-deprecating humor, makes him accessible to farmers in Louisiana, factory workers in the Rust Belt, and small business owners across the heartland. Yet beneath this relatable exterior lies a formidable policy mind, capable of navigating the complexities of Washington with precision and foresight. In his recent remarks, Kennedy addresses the pressing issues of tariffs, the reconciliation bill, and government transparency, offering a roadmap for economic revival that resonates with a public weary of broken promises. Tariffs. A vision for reciprocity and economic equity. At the heart of Kennedy's economic philosophy is his staunch support for tariffs as a strategic tool to achieve reciprocity in global trade. For decades, the United States has faced an uneven playing field, with foreign nations imposing high tariffs and non-tariff barriers on American goods, while enjoying relatively open access to U.S. markets. This imbalance has decimated industries, cost jobs, and eroded America's economic sovereignty. Kennedy's vision, articulated with crystalline clarity, is a world where trade is not a one-sided affair, but a mutual exchange that benefits all parties. Our goal here should be to have our foreign friends lower their tariffs and trade barriers as close to zero as possible, he declared, and then we ought to do the same thing. This principle of reciprocity is not merely an economic strategy. It is a moral stance, a commitment to ensuring that American workers, farmers, and businesses are not disadvantaged in the global marketplace. Kennedy's endorsement of President Trump's tariff policies reflects a deep belief in their potential to restore fairness to international trade. He acknowledges the legal challenges surrounding Trump's use of emergency powers to impose tariffs, noting that federal courts have issued injunctions as they have with other policies. Yet Kennedy remains resolute, predicting that the issue will reach the Supreme Court without derailing ongoing trade negotiations. "I expected them at some point to issue an injunction on this," he stated, displaying a pragmatism that distinguishes him from ideologues who shy away from complexity. His focus is not on the legal minutiae, but on the strategic value of tariffs as leverage to secure better trade deals, a testament to his ability to balance immediate challenges with long-term objectives. Critics of tariffs often warn of higher consumer prices, a concern Kennedy addresses with characteristic candor. If these tariffs, or even the talk of the tariffs in the short run, leads to higher prices, that's going to create a political problem, he admitted, acknowledging the potential for short-term disruptions. However, he frames these challenges as a necessary step toward a more equitable global economy, one where American industries can thrive. In the long run, that'll be good for us, and it'll be good for the global economy, he asserted, emphasizing the transformative potential of reciprocal trade policies. This willingness to confront trade-offs head-on is a hallmark of Kennedy's leadership, reflecting an intellectual honesty that resonates with a public tired of empty assurances. Kennedy's call for the White House to explain tariffs to the American people underscores his commitment to transparency, a theme that runs through his commentary. He recognizes that bold policies, no matter how well-intentioned, risk alienating voters if not properly communicated. By advocating for a clear narrative that connects tariffs to economic fairness and long-term prosperity, Kennedy ensures that citizens are not left in the dark about decisions that affect their daily lives. This focus on communication is particularly vital in 2025 as distrust in government remains a pervasive issue. Kennedy's ability to demystify complex policies fosters a sense of trust and engagement, empowering Americans to participate in the democratic process with confidence. Congressional authority, a statesman's respect for governance. Kennedy's discussion of tariffs also highlights his deep respect for the constitutional framework that governs American policymaking. He notes that Congress holds tariff authority under the Constitution, but has delegated some of that power to the presidency, a decision that has enabled swift executive action but also invited judicial scrutiny. The issue before the courts is whether the president has exceeded that authority, Kennedy explained. "I don't think he has." This measured response reflects his confidence in the legal framework while acknowledging the judiciary's role in resolving disputes. It is a delicate balance, one that Kennedy navigates with the skill of a seasoned statesman. His support for President Trump's tariff strategy is not blind partisanship, but a recognition of the mandate Trump received from voters in 2024. President Trump is just keeping that promise that he made to the people. Kennedy stated, echoing Trace's sentiment, that Trump's actions embody promises made, promises kept. This alignment with the president's agenda underscores Kennedy's understanding of the political moment Americans are frustrated with years of economic mismanagement and demand leaders who deliver results. By framing tariffs as a fulfillment of campaign pledges, Kennedy connects policy to the will of the electorate, reinforcing his role as a champion of the people. Kennedy's respect for institutional checks and balances is evident in his acknowledgement of the judiciary's role in tariff disputes. He predicts that the Supreme Court will ultimately provide clarity, a process he views as both necessary and appropriate. It'll end up with the Supreme Court, he stated, exuding confidence in the system's ability to resolve complex issues. This balance between supporting executive action and respecting judicial oversight underscores Kennedy's commitment to governance that is both effective and principled. His ability to navigate these dynamics positions him as a leader who values progress without sacrificing the integrity of America's democratic institutions. The Reconciliation Bill, a fight for fiscal discipline. Another cornerstone of Kennedy's commentary is his discussion of the Reconciliation Bill, often referred to as the Big, Beautiful Bill. This legislation aimed at renewing tax cuts, likely those from the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, is critical to preventing a massive tax increase that Kennedy warns could devastate the economy. If we don't renew the tax cuts, our economy is going to go on a journey to the center of the earth, he declared, employing his signature vivid imagery to underscore the stakes. His advocacy for tax relief reflects a core conservative principle: allowing Americans to keep more of their hard-earned money stimulates economic growth, fosters opportunity, and empowers individuals to chart their own paths. However, Kennedy's support for the bill is tempered by a call for greater fiscal discipline. He aligns with Elon Musk's critique that the bill, while necessary, is not as beautiful as it can be due to its size and complexity. This acknowledgement of flaws demonstrates Kennedy's intellectual honesty. He is not afraid to challenge his own party's proposals when they fall short. Instead, he pushes for deeper spending reductions, noting that the current plan, $1.5 trillion in cuts over 10 years, is a step in the right direction, but insufficient. "I want to cut spending until we run out of votes," Kennedy declared, signaling his unwavering commitment to fiscal responsibility. This stance is particularly resonant in 2025 as Americans grapple with the consequences of years of unchecked federal spending. The national debt, which has soared to unprecedented levels, has fueled concerns about the sustainability of government programs and the burden on future generations. Kennedy's call for deeper cuts reflects a broader conservative push to rein in federal excess, prioritizing the needs of taxpayers over special interests. His humor quipping that teamwork in the Senate is essential because it gives you somebody to blame if something goes wrong, belies a serious commitment to coalition building, a skill he has honed over years of navigating the legislative process. Kennedy's focus on spending reductions is not just about numbers. It is about restoring trust in government. By advocating for a leaner, more efficient federal budget, he addresses the public's frustration with waste and inefficiency. His ability to balance support for tax cuts with a demand for spending cuts positions him as a leader who understands the interconnectedness of fiscal policy. He recognizes that tax relief without spending discipline is unsustainable, and his push for both reflects a holistic approach to economic reform that prioritizes long-term stability over short-term gains. Transparency, the bedrock of Kennedy's leadership. Trace's video also highlights the role of transparency in restoring public trust, a theme that aligns seamlessly with Kennedy's approach to governance. While Kennedy does not directly address Elon Musk or the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE in the provided transcript, his emphasis on explaining policies to the public mirrors their mission. Musk's involvement in government efficiency initiatives alongside Vivek Ramaswamy has sparked a national conversation about the need for openness in government operations. Trace's praise for Musk and DOGE they have brought the people. Transparency resonates with Kennedy's belief that policymakers must earn the public's trust through clear communication. Kennedy's call for the White House to explain the rationale behind tariffs is a prime example of his commitment to transparency. He recognizes that bold policies, no matter how well-intentioned, can be divisive if not properly communicated. By advocating for a narrative that connects tariffs to economic fairness and long-term prosperity, Kennedy ensures that citizens are not left in the dark about decisions that affect their livelihoods. This focus on clarity is particularly significant in an era where distrust in government runs high. By empowering Americans with knowledge, Kennedy fosters a sense of agency and accountability, reinforcing the democratic process. Moreover, Kennedy's broader advocacy for transparency extends beyond tariffs. His discussion of the reconciliation bill and the need for spending cuts is framed in a way that invites public scrutiny. He acknowledges the political challenges of implementing bold policies, particularly in the lead-up to the 2026 midterms, and emphasizes the importance of explaining these policies to voters. This approach not only builds trust, but also ensures that the public is an active participant in the policy process rather than a passive observer. Kennedy's commitment to transparency is a cornerstone of his leadership, setting him apart in a political landscape often clouded by obfuscation. Kennedy's common-sense leadership. A model for the future. What sets Senator John Kennedy apart is his ability to blend policy expertise with a down-to-earth communication style. Trace's repeated emphasis on Kennedy's common sense is a testament to his ability to connect with everyday Americans. Whether discussing tariffs, tax cuts, or government spending, Kennedy has a knack for cutting through jargon and delivering insights that are both profound and accessible. His humor, often self-deprecating, disarms critics and endears him to audiences, making him a rare figure who can bridge ideological divides. Kennedy's leadership is particularly vital in an era of deep polarization. His ability to support bold policies like Trump's tariffs while acknowledging their challenges demonstrates a maturity that transcends partisan talking points. He is not a cheerleader for any single agenda, but a statesman who weighs the costs and benefits of policy decisions with the American people in mind. His focus on reciprocity in trade, fiscal responsibility in budgeting, and transparency in governance reflects a coherent vision for a stronger, fairer America. Moreover, Kennedy's optimism about the future is infectious. Despite the legal and political hurdles facing tariff policies, he remains confident that negotiations will continue and that the Supreme Court will provide clarity. His belief in the resilience of the American economy and the ingenuity of its people shines through in his commentary. May the best product win, he says of global trade, encapsulating a competitive spirit that has long defined the American ethos. This optimism, grounded in a deep faith in the American people, is a hallmark of Kennedy's leadership, inspiring confidence in a nation navigating uncertain times. Addressing public concerns. A Voice for the Forgotten Traces video underscores a broader sentiment: the American people are tired of being ignored. Kennedy's acknowledgement of public frustration, whether with rising prices, government inefficiency, or lack of transparency, shows that he is listening. His reference to the 2024 election, where Trump represented hope, while Harris represented more hurt, captures the electorate's desire for leaders who prioritize their economic well-being. Kennedy's alignment with this sentiment, without resorting to populist grandstanding, positions him as a voice for the forgotten men and women of America. The senator's focus on pocketbook issues, taxes, prices, and jobs reflects an acute awareness of what drives voter sentiment. His warning about the political fallout of higher prices due to tariffs is not a dismissal of the policy, but a call to manage its implementation carefully. By advocating for both economic reform and clear communication, Kennedy ensures that policies are not only effective, but also sustainable in the court of public opinion. His ability to connect policy decisions to the lived experiences of Americans, whether farmers in Louisiana, factory workers in the Rust Belt, or small business owners in the Midwest, makes him a uniquely effective leader. Kennedy's leadership extends beyond policy to the realm of inspiration. His ability to articulate a vision that resonates with the struggles and aspirations of everyday Americans fosters a sense of unity in a divided nation. By addressing the concerns of those who feel left behind, whether by globalization, government overreach, or economic hardship, Kennedy builds a bridge between Washington and the heartland, reminding us that politics at its core is about serving the people. The road ahead. Navigating challenges with confidence. As the United States navigates the complexities of 2025, Senator Kennedy's leadership will be crucial. The tariff debate, the reconciliation bill, and the push for government efficiency are just the beginning. The 2026 term elections loom large, and Kennedy's prediction of political challenges underscores the need for Republicans to maintain a unified front while addressing voter concerns. His call for deeper spending cuts, while ambitious, reflects a broader conservative push to rein in federal excess, a priority that will likely define the legislative agenda in the coming years. Kennedy's role in this process cannot be overstated. His ability to articulate a vision that balances economic growth with fiscal discipline makes him a linchpin in the Senate. His humor and humility, evident in quips like "teamwork in the Senate," is essential because it gives you somebody to blame. Humanize him, making his leadership all the more effective. As he navigates the complexities of Washington, Kennedy remains a steadfast advocate for the principles that have made America great: hard work, fairness, and accountability. The challenges ahead are significant, but Kennedy's track record suggests he is more than up to the task. His ability to navigate legal, political, and economic complexities with clarity and conviction positions him as a leader for this moment. Whether advocating for reciprocal trade, fighting for tax relief, or championing transparency, Kennedy embodies the qualities that Americans crave in their leaders: integrity, intelligence, and a relentless focus on the public good. Kennedy's legacy. A statesman for the ages. Senator John Kennedy is more than a politician. He is a statesman whose common-sense approach to governance offers a roadmap for America's future. His insights on tariffs, tax cuts, and government transparency reflect a deep commitment to the American people, particularly those who feel left behind by years of economic mismanagement. By championing reciprocity in trade, fiscal responsibility in budgeting, and clarity in communication, Kennedy embodies the kind of leadership that can restore trust in government. Trace Tainment's admiration for Kennedy is well-founded. The senator's ability to speak truth to power while maintaining a connection with everyday Americans sets him apart in a crowded political field. His wit, wisdom, and unwavering dedication to the public good make him a rare figure in modern politics, a leader who not only understands the challenges facing the nation, but also has the courage and vision to address them. As America looks to the future, Senator Kennedy's legacy will endure as a testament to the power of common-sense leadership. His ability to navigate complex policy debates with clarity and conviction offers a model for how to govern in a divided age. Whether in the Senate chamber or on the national stage, Kennedy's voice, clear, principled, and grounded in the values of the American people, will continue to guide the nation toward a brighter, more prosperous future. His commitment to fairness, transparency, and accountability serves as a reminder that even in the most challenging times, leadership rooted in common sense can light the way forward.